Welcome to Sports Wrap. I am your host, Robert Pickford Jr., and together we'll go over the plays, highlight the details, and give you all the analysis for everything you need to make an informed decision on your games on a week-to-week basis. Welcome to Sports Wrap, Week 14, where you get all the sports, you dig? All sports, no bull. All right, one of the fun things that we're going to talk about this week is the 85 Bears. The 1985 Bears are one of my favorite teams and of all time. That year they had Walter Payton, Jim McMahon, Dennis McKinnon at wide receiver, Willie Gault at wide receiver. Who was the fullback? I can't think of his name right now, but it'll come to me. And a whole cast of other characters. Oh, Refrigerator Perry. They had that team was just crazy loaded. So I was just going over some of the stuff. They beat the crap out of everybody in 1985. They went 15-1. And they beat teams like Tampa, New England, Minnesota, Washington, San Francisco, Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and New York. Who was the team that they lost to that year? Tick-tock, tick-tock, Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. Duper and Clayton. I'll never forget that game. It was on Monday night, and I was just like, oh my God, he's moving the ball. You could see it like they had run out of gas. It was right there towards the end of the season, and he just hammered him. Dan Marino put on a clinic against the team that would go on to win the Super Bowl. It was sweet, and kind of redemption for him since he never got to the Super Bowl. Okay, moving right along. They beat Tampa Bay 38-28. New England 20-7. They beat the Minnesota Vikings 33-24. They smashed the Redskins 45-10. They beat Tampa 27-19. San Francisco 26-10. That's when San Francisco had a little bit of a team, too. They were just starting to form their squad. They beat the Packers 23-7. Minnesota 27-9. Green Bay 16-10. Detroit Lions 24-3. That was when they were smashing the Detroit Lions. They put their quarterback out several times. Dallas Cowboys 44-0. That was the year Tom Landry got cooked. They knew their thing was done. Atlanta Falcons 36-0. They had two back-to-back shutouts there. Colts 17-10. Jets 19-6. And to close it out again, whooped the Detroit Lions. Were in 37-17. Little brother. Okay, Chicago Bears full overview. They went 15-1, which we already discussed, and they won the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots 46-10. Key statistics for them. They scored 28.5 points per game. Points allowed, only 12 points per game allowed. They had 54 takeaways total over the season. Here's some cool stats. Walter Payton had 1,551 yards rushing, and that was he was probably 32, 33 years old at that time. Jim McMahon passed for 2,392 yards, which is considered nothing these days. Willie Gault had 704 yards receiving. See how that's balanced? Rushing and receiving. You don't see, this guy had 1,500 yards receiving. It's not, the league is flipped upside down. They don't like rushing. It's boring to them. Stupid word. Richard Dent and Mike Singletary were signified as being the defensive anchors, but there was a lot of other dudes. Legacy, considered one of the greatest teams ever with the historic 46 defense. That defense was cold. They used to just run through some people. Okay, moving right along. Oh, boy, we got the top 10 defenses of all time. See here. Right at top, we got the Chicago Bears, 12.4 points per game allowed. Shutouts, 2 in the playoffs. Notable players, Mike Singletary, Richard Dent, and Wilbur Marshall. Wilbur, the pit bull, Marshall. Why they're number one? Most dominant single-season defense ever. Annihilated opponents in the playoffs. 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Points allowed, 10.3 per game. Notable players, Ray Lewis, Rod Woodson, Tony Siragusa. That defense was crazy. Key stat, only allowed 165 points all season. So you divide that by 16, and what do you get? Number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain. I like this list. Points allowed per game, 9.9 versus, they were actually lower than both the Bears and the Ravens. 9.9 per game. Jesus Christ. That's the lowest of all the teams. Notable Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Mel Blount. Why they dominate. Only allowed 28 total points in last 9 games. Historically suffocating. I like those words. Those are big words. You like those big words? You like those big words, Tweety Bud? 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the one with Warren Sapp on it. That's rated 4th all time. John Lynch, Warren Sapp. What was the brother's name? The middle linebacker. Was it Brooks? Drawing a blank there. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Derek Brooks, John Lynch, and Rondé Barber. Warren Sapp. Why they're special. Led the league in points, yards, and interceptions. Super Bowl defensive TDs sealed their dominance. 1969 Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eaters. Whoa! They only allowed 9.5. That's actually lower than Pittsburgh. 9.5 per game. That's crazy. Notable players, Alan Page, Carl Eller, and Paul Krause. Why they rank high. Led league in nearly every major defensive category. One of the greatest pass rushing fronts ever. Wow. 2013 Legion of Boom. I love them. I could almost name all their players. Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, who's immortal, but he jacked his neck up, kept running into people so hard. Earl Thomas and Bobby Wagner. They shut down Peyton Manning, record-breaking offense. That's when he had the Omaha. They killed our Omaha. Knocked Demaryius Thomas's shoulder out of place. Number 7, the Atlanta Falcons Grits Blitz. Oh, they only allowed 9.2 points per game. So far, wait a minute. Damn, the Grits Blitz is the lowest so far. Points per PPG, 9.2 per game. Why they're underrated. Legendary pass rush and overlooked historically great defense. Wow. Number 8, 91 Eagles. Notable players. Any team that Reggie White played on was historic. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Seth Joyner, Eric Allen. Why they were unique, they were number run versus the pass, and number 1 in total defense, just number 1 in everything. 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers, Troy Polamalu and James Harrison. Damn, they're ranked that high. Number 9, AI picked it, and they would know. Why they ranked number 1 in scoring defense, total defense, and pass defense. You know who would be the brother, Ryan Clark. Because he was on that team. He'd be like, I told you. Number 10, 2015 Denver Broncos. No fly zone. I used to think they were going to be higher because that year I thought they would be like number 4. But no, this actually makes sense when you look at this list and the people that are on it. Notable players, Von Miller, Hall of Famer. DeMarcus Ware, Hall of Famer. Aqib Talib. He would be a Hall of Famer, but they're not going to let him in. He's too volatile. Chris Harris Jr., he just phenomenal when he was younger. Why they qualify. Most dominant pass defense of the last decade. Carried a struggling offense to a championship because Peyton Manning's arm was gone by then. He was throwing the ball. Ball was coming out all weird. And we couldn't rely on Brock Osweiler to bring us home. So they had to play a depleted Manning. Boy, what a year. They went to the Super Bowl. Was it 2013? They got destroyed. Then they revamped their defense, came back in 2 years later, but then Manning's arm was gone. Lord, have mercy. Okay. Denver Nuggets, 25-26. We're moving on. 25-26 advanced season breakdown. The Nuggets are struggling just a little bit. They got some injuries. Season snapshot. The Denver Nuggets have surged into 25-26 with a strong start, posting approximately a 15-6 record. Oklahoma is killing it. They're 19-1 and rank among top teams in the WC, the Western Conference. Their offense continues to lead the NBA in scoring and efficiency, powered by Nikola Jokic and a revitalized supporting cast. Key statistical overview. I like this graph. Ooh, look at this graph. The graph. Key statistical overview. Offensive rating, 125.4 per game. That's good. Offense. Points per game, 124.6. Defensive rating, 116.6. Points allowed per game, 115.8. With a net rating of 8.8 points. Okay. Record 15-6. Okay. Makes sense. I love that. Nikola Jokic continues to dominate with near triple doubles. Averages 28.7. 12.6 and 11.1. Good God Almighty. Jamal Murray remains a key scoring and playmaking threat. Additions such as Cameron Johnson and Tim Hardaway Jr. bring scoring depth. That Tim Hardaway Jr., when he gets on track, it's a wrap because then everybody starts playing crazy. Jonas Valen. What? His name is blocked out. That's some Russian dude. Valenchukis or something. Add size and rebounding to balance rotations. Got it. Strengths and weaknesses and outlook. Strengths. Elite offense with unmatched efficiency. Expanded depth and improved spacing. Strong early season momentum. Weaknesses. Defense remains middle tier. Sorry for blocking the screen with my hand there, covering my beautiful face. Reliance on star health, meaning that they rely on Jokic too much. Chemistry still forming under new coach. Season outlook. With the league's top offense and significantly improved supporting cast, Denver is poised to remain a contender in the West. The only two teams in their way are San Antonio. I was telling my dad, San Antonio and Oklahoma. We'll call them the Seattle Supersonics. The biggest determining factor will be defensive consistency and maintaining roster health. Yes, Aaron Gordon is hurt. Let's skip to the chase. He's been hurt. They lost a couple games. Okay, moving right along to our picks section. I dropped a game the other night. All right. I threw somebody a bone, and I took Dallas knowing that they wasn't going to win, but it was a shootout. It was 33-40 something or other. something or other like Scatman Carruthers. What was the score, dude? We got time. We're not going anywhere. Let's read the top headlines. Cardinals QB Murray will not return. Murray will not return this season. You think? That has imploded. Henry Jr., number 7 recruit for 26 picks, Ohio State. Is that, whose son is that? Oh, Chris Henry. Good Lord, not Chris Henry Jr. is going to play for Ohio State. God dang it, man. The rich get richer. Coach, unfortunate quarterback Slay not joining Bills. Coach, unfortunate quarterback Slay's not joining Bills. Buffalo Bills aren't going anywhere. They seem like I don't know, there's something's wrong. Which leaves the Broncos wide open. But the Broncos aren't smart enough to take the crown. You know, their offense blows. MAGA coach, control freak, old man. My Broncos. Quarterback Daniels to rejoin Commanders against Vikings. Mistake. God damn. That's a mistake. Why are you coming back and your team 4-9? He is I give him credit though. He's like the red tail fighter pilots, the black fighter pilots. This dude is fearless. He's a Buffalo soldier. All right. He don't care. He gonna get his arm blown off. Sources: Lions DB Branch suffered torn Achilles. Good Lord. That's when he got... No, not him. Okay. In that game last night, I was thinking of another play. E. Campbell died of drowning after medical issues. That's sad. He had a heart attack or a stroke and then fell in the water and drowned. The score of the game was 30-44 last night. 30-74 points. No defense. Two garbage teams. I like Detroit. I love Dallas, but no defense. They're both stripped. Neither one. They're stripped of defense. They allow all third down conversions. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 22, 3rd and 15. It don't matter. I could look that up right now. What were they allowed? And it would just be horrific. Okay. Back to our picks. Dallas at Detroit. I picked Dallas. Luke fail. Seattle at the Falcons. I took Seattle. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I picked... Who did I pick? Consensus is Pittsburgh's out of gas. Just cooked. Aaron Rodgers, I feel sorry for him. He was a little weirdo, anti-vaxxer, MAGA kind of dude, but he was still kind of cool, you know. But it was like he can't get out of the pocket, bro. It's like ready, set, snap. 1001, you got to read. 1002, you got to read. 1003, and by then you already should be bringing the ball back down and easing up between the tackles as these dudes are coming on the sides. This mug is just sitting there 1004. Bow! Getting hit. Boom! Driving his little frail body down into the ground. Coming up bleeding. He already had a broken hand. So you got a broken hand and a broken nose. His gear ain't fitting him right. His helmet looks big. I'm just like, man, come on. The dude can sling it, though. That's why they have him back there. But DK Metcalf, that didn't work out. DK looks weird in Pittsburgh uniform. He looked cold in Seattle gear. Now he looks like a mortal. They don't talk about him. He's just a mere mortal now. He's in his 10th year or whatever. I'm telling you, boy, you better save your money. These people ain't playing. These people ain't playing, bro. With you. guys had, the fun was over. The last 20 years, people have been showing their rear end, and then all of a sudden it just came to a screeching halt, and it's touching every aspect of life, even sports. Tennessee at Cleveland. Tennessee, we're pulling for Shedeur, but the Cleveland's throwing the game, so they just showed that on they had a clip on TikTok. Last week, Cleveland ran a 4th and 1. Shedeur does this little simple handoff to the brother. He dives into this pile of 49ers. And the reason why is because the guard on the right side, and it was either the guard or tackle on the left side, they both whiffed. They jumped down and fell down on the ground. That team needs to be investigated. That is a pathetic piece of shit owner and team. He's in trouble. He needs to get up out of there. I'm praying for him every day. I don't want him to get injured. He's smart and quick, and so far he's been duck dodgers and coming by trying to hit him in the knees. He's jumping, flipping, getting out of the way. It's like, Shedeur, throw the ball. Do not hold on to it. These white people are trying to kill you. Okay. Only the truth on my show. I don't care. Doop-a-doop-boo-boo. Tennessee at Cleveland. We're going with Cleveland. We're pulling. He can, and that's cool. As Cam Ward against Shedeur, and then they had the nerve to announce the brother that got into the trouble with the sex stuff. I mean, he was, and everybody done got massages. We all understand that, but how do you piss off the masseuse? I touched her. You were laying down. She's already rubbing on you. And they normally let you touch them a little bit, but what the hell was he doing? And then can't you find one that you get along with? No, he just did it to 30 of them. I can't think of the brother's name. I don't want to even look up his name because he's irrelevant at this point. He played for the Texans, and now he's with the Browns. Go, Shedeur, go. Please win that game, Shedeur. Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers. Huge game. I'm going with the Bears. This is it for them because these teams are equally matched, equivalent, and they're playing away. The good news for the Bears is they don't have to travel very far. Chicago and Milwaukee, that's like next door to each other. Colts at Jacksonville, another intriguing game. Colts sliding, Jacksonville gliding on the up path. I'm going with the Colts. I'm going to end up getting smashed this week because of these picks. But I have to go with the Colts. I said that was my team. I like the uniforms. I love the running back. That quarterback, he's starting to look weird. A little stiff, weird looking. And then when they busted him in his mouth a couple weeks ago, and his mouth looked like it had lipstick. I was like, this dude, Daniel Jones, bruh, we don't want you to be Jackson Dart where you're trying to act black. But we don't want you to be robotic and like stiff where you're not even moving, man. Come on, man. Damn. It's like, what, do they threaten your mama or something? What do they got pictures of you having sex with a goat? Or what is it? Come on. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Indianapolis. Washington Commanders at Minnesota. And we just announced Jaden Daniels is coming back, so we got a dysfunctional Washington team who's going to travel. That's not that much traveling, though. They're going to go around the corner to Minneapolis. And on that turf, more than likely somebody could get their wig split or their head pushed in. Better be careful. Going with who are you picking? I can't even pick Minnesota. That's because that quarterback is comatose. And then they try to put in this dude. They're like, Jones, you're in. That white boy threw 5 picks in 6 minutes. It's like, pick. Pick. By that third, fourth, when that coach was looking at him like, bruh, what? No, don't bruh me. Don't throw him in, try to throw him into the Shark Tank. You would have been better off just running the ball. Hand off to Jenkins. Hand off to Smith. Hand off to Jenkins. Punt. Literally. Okay. Stop having so much fun. Oh, by the way, go see that P. Diddy documentary made by 50 Cent, who I was already having a problem with because he turned MAGA on us. He's like, man, we need to shake things up. Yeah, nigga, did you shake it up enough? Got dead people laying out in the streets. Is this shook? Dumbass. But then he turns around and makes this documentary, which was awesome. 4 episodes. Watch it. It explains everything. Because they were talking about that baby oil and all that shit. I was like, what are they talking about? Well, you will find, I understand what was going on with the baby oil. And it's not what you think. Okay. Moving along. We're going to pick the Commanders traveling. Dolphins at Jets. I think we've identified the dysfunction in the entire league. The Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, he blew every ligament in that right leg was gone. He's not coming back. You can forget about Tyreek. And as I touched on this at the beginning I was praying for him. And the more I think about it with the age factor, the way the league is structured too, they're not friendly at all. This league sucks when it comes to compassion, rehabilitation, and plus people with big ass mouths like him. He was running his mouth a lot. So they're going to make sure he stays punished, okay? Dolphins at Jets. You should probably go with the home team on that one because the Dolphins are goofy. Get rid of that coach, too. The dude from Colorado, the Vapor. Call him the Vapors. New Orleans Saints at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's easy. Tampa Bay. Denver at Las Vegas. Denver's defense is crazy. And it's a weird, ugly kind of defense. They got, I went to the game. Riley Moss, he can't defend. He's just like we talked about. He's 2 steps slow. So what ends up happening? What ends up happening, class? As the receiver's running, Moss is running with the receiver. He's supposed to turn around and look as the ball's coming in so he can deflect it. What he's doing is he's running into the goddamn receiver. He's just like, boom, or he's like, they're getting into a scrum. Like, penalty. You got to turn your head around. He's not in, he's just, and that ball comes in so fast. I guess they're so good now with getting the ball in there. You don't even, because normally you can look at a dude's eyes and say, well, his eyes are looking at the ball, but they don't have time to react anymore. When you can't put your hand up, you can't block it. He's not that good. So they're going to have some problems there, when they get to the real teams. And by the way, who are the real teams anymore? The Eagles are down. KC is down. So those were the 2 teams from last year. So that leaves all the bums. Bills, Ravens, Steelers. It's almost, you know what? It's about to be Denver by default. Literally. Denver, I might call that right now as we're doing our analyses. Could it be, ladies and gentlemen? Because I'm looking at the chart. I got it right here. Oh, you know what? Oh, we forgot about New England. Goddamn. And you know what? So it's New England versus Denver. God damn, this is like Champ Bailey against Gronkowski. The time when Champ shut down Gronk all by himself. The only time that's ever happened, because Gronk was wreaching havoc on the league. Champ Bailey. Okay. That's looking like that might be our show. And it might be time to go. Let's see. We got buys this week are Carolina, New England, New York Giants, and San Francisco. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for week 14. Have a lovely weekend and be safe.